I appreciate it. Hey man, how's it going? Hey, I know you guys get everybody's best shot, and you always pack the arenas on the road. But wondering if you've watched some Arkansas's game, like against Auburn and Tennessee, they had pretty rabid crowds. Kind of what do you guys expect, and what's? And I guess are you guys pretty used to that on the road now?
I'd say we're pretty accustomed to it at this point on the road. That's been the story of Kentucky basketball traveling in the SEC for years now. So we got a glimpse of the Auburn game, and we've seen some tape on them, and we expect it to be an electric environment and a sold out crowd with a ton of students and a lot of enthusiasm. So the good thing is we're prepared for that. We've faced that, and we've got some good experience with that. So we're looking forward to the challenge, I'd say.
Thank you.
Sure.
John Hale?
Kellan, whenever Sahvir and TyTy do come back, what did you guys learn the last two games that can help you when you are full strength?
We've showed that we can find ways to be productive and win without those guys. So when we're able to get them back, that would just add to our team and make us even better. I mean, for most of the season, we've had those two guys, and we've been evidently a very, very good team. And the last two games, we had to show some toughness and some real resilience, especially coming from behind in both those games and find different ways to score points and get in the lane. And collectively, I think we've done a really good job stepping up. So we're excited about having our full unit together again.
Jared Tipton?
Yeah, Kellan, I hope I can ask too. How did your role change, if at all, with TyTy and Sahvir not available?
Well, it definitely changed. I'm not sprinting to the corner. I'm having to, and then playing off those guys. I'm having to initiate a lot of the offense and get the ball over half court and let us play from there. And on defense, I'm guarding the one or the two as opposed to the two or the three. So it's definitely been different in the last couple of games, a bit of an adjustment. But someone had to have stepped up, and those duties were left to Davion and I, and thankfully we were able to come out victorious the last two games.
Was that, just to follow up on that, was that a good thing to change things up, you know what I mean, kind of as a refreshing sort of thing? Or would you rather kind of have that definite role and just keep working on perfecting that?
Well, I'd say we did what we did the last two games out of necessity. I think it's pretty clear when those two are playing that I will not be playing point guard. And I mean, there's perks to both sides. I was able to get in the paint a little more and throw some lobs, get to my floaters and get all the way to the rim sometimes, which is something I don't necessarily do as much when those two are in the game. But like I said, I think that it was out of necessity the last couple of games. And when we get our full team back and I'm playing my role and perhaps with a couple more drives per game, just getting that experience the last couple of games and getting in the paint, I think can only help us. But I like my role.
Daryl Bird.
Yeah, Kellan, Bryce came on big the other day and Davion before that. I don't know if you've ever had to go through that much, but how hard is it to sit there and wait your turn game after game and keep yourself up and ready?
It's incredibly challenging, especially given, 27, 28 games into the year. And we were shorthanded and Bryce had an opportunity and he took advantage of it incredibly well and was uber productive for us. And it started with the little things. You know, he got some offensive rebounds. He got to see the ball going a couple times at the free throw line, and then it opened up the rest of his game. So, I mean, he was sensational for us the other night. I think he was the difference in the game. I think without Bryce's spark, we may not have won that game. So, just credit to Bryce for being patient, for understanding that this is a team, and Cal puts the 5 guys on the court that will fight. And he definitely was one of those guys on Wednesday night. Yeah. So he was awesome. And then Damian at Alabama, I think he only played 9 or 10 minutes, but he was also a huge difference maker in the game. So I think a lot of that also has to do with the way we practice. We keep an emphasis on all of our guys, not just the guys starting and playing a lot of minutes. And everyone is continuously held accountable. And when your opportunity presents itself, there is an opportunity there to take advantage of it. And Bryce and Damian have definitely done that. And so is Dante when we played Mississippi State. I mean, he was awesome in that game and made some big plays. So we've seen time and time again that guys have the willingness and the preparation to step up when a number is called.
Tyler Thompson.
So Kellan, you know, senior day is coming up on Tuesday. And in your college career, you've had the opportunity to play for 2 great coaches in Bob McKillop and John Calipari. I was wondering if you could compare their coaching styles and maybe tell us what the most valuable lessons you learned from them are.
Putting me on the spot here, huh? They definitely have different coaching styles. Coach McKillop's run a system-oriented offense with principles for 33 years, and he's had a lot of success with it. Credit to how well Davidson's doing this year as well. And Coach Cal he's got his style. It's more dribble drive-oriented, players making plays. But the exceptional thing about both of them is they have a standard, and there's no shortcutting that standard, and you're always going to be held to account, no matter if you're number 1 on the depth chart or you're the 13th guy. And I think that's what's allowed them to both be successful and coach 3 decades in the sport at the college level. I mean, I've learned a lot of lessons from both of them. Just in my time at Davidson and then my time here. So I'm not going to try to pinpoint one and potentially leave out a better lesson, but playing for both of these coaches has been a wonderful experience for me, and I've learned a lot. I've learned how to be held accountable, how to fulfill a discipline-oriented coach's wishes and tasks, and I've been very grateful, I think.
John Wong.
Kellan, Coach Cal always talks about doing the little things right. And one of the big things with you is shooting and making shots. But what are some of the little things that we need to be looking for that maybe you feel the most proud that you've been able to accomplish this year?
I think I've defended well this year in most games. And I think a little thing that sometimes goes unnoticed is I think my being in the right spot on defense has allowed me to avoid foul trouble and foul at a really low rate, which allows me to stay on the court. And I think another thing is I try to, you mentioned the details, I try to be pretty detail-oriented and simply just do what's asked of me, whether that's making open shots or making the next pass or helping on a defensive assignment. I try to do the little things, and do the little things. You tend to stay on the court because then you become trustworthy, and you don't piss off coach. So that's always good.
Jeff Drummond.
Yeah, Kellan, you kind of touched on this a little bit earlier, but I'm wondering about the process of playing without Sahvir and TyTy and how it's helped you to maybe have your kind of offensive game you expect to have, even if the 3-point shot is not part of it. And if there's something of value there, going into the tournament where you may face some opponents who can kind of run you off the 3-point line at times.
Yeah, well, without Sahvir and TyTy in the game, it puts pressure on us as guards someone's got to make plays and someone's got to get in the paint or someone's got to start the dribble drive by making the right pass to allow the next guy to drive. And LSU I've said a couple of times now, LSU did a really good job, I thought, of limiting my 3-point looks and running me off the line. But when the ball's in your hands more, that gives you opportunities to either let them work harder than you and keep you from getting shots off, or take advantage of those and drive those hard closeouts and get in the paint and shoot some floaters, throw some lobs, or get all the way to the rim. So just the opportunity and having the ball more, I think provided those opportunities and kept me from kept an off shooting night from allowing me to kind of just get lost in the game. So again, it's been at a necessity, and we've had to step up. So
3 more, Christos, John, and Jerry, and then we need to get Cal in here.
Hey, Kellan, hope you're doing well. If you compare yourself from the beginning of the season until now, what did you see as the biggest growth on your game, and how this process and to be in crunch time, to take more responsibilities, help you to get a winning mentality as a player?
I'd say the nickname I earned about a couple of weeks ago, Steady Eddie, has been my biggest I guess improvement. Is I think for the most part, you know what you're going to get from me, and I've been relatively consistent. Where I think in non-conference in November, December, it was a little up in the air, and I think that's allowed us to be a better team, and it's given me the confidence to go out and play my role every day and just do what I can to help us win.
John, go ahead.
Well, and obviously you've got another game before then, but can you just compare a little bit the emotions of going through a senior day at Davidson after 4 years versus going through one here after 1 year? It's obviously a different situation, but something we're seeing more of in this age of the transfer portal.
Yeah, my second senior night. How about that? But there's obviously a huge difference, and you go through 4 years at a college and different rosters, you've played multiple. You go through multiple senior nights. You have different senior leaders for 3 out of your 4 years at a school where you're at for 4 years, like I did at Davidson. We had a couple 21 seasons. We had one just over 500. We had a season plagued by a pandemic, and we went through a lot as a group at Davidson, and so there's a little bit of a different level of appreciation just because you have 4 years of experience and you play with multiple teammates, some new assistants, etc. But ultimately, it's going to be just as meaningful this Tuesday. This has been an exceptional year for us. We've cracked the top 5. We've had a lot of success. We've had some statement wins, and you're playing on the biggest stage of college basketball at a blue blood. So, I'm grateful to be here, and I'm definitely excited about having a senior night in Rupp and experiencing that with my parents, and doing it at a place like Kentucky.
Jerry, finish us off.
Yeah, Kellan, I'm going to remember the importance of not pissing off the coach, by the way. Arkansas's big guy has a knack for taking charges. How does that play on the players' minds and the planning for the game?
Well, the good thing about us is we shoot a lot of floaters, and frankly, now if I really think about it, how many charges have been called against us this year? I think very, very few. We're trained to there's a layup, and you get all the way to the rim and shoot the layup. If not, a lot of us shoot floaters, and if the big helps up and they negate the floater, then we throw up to the rim, and we have lob finishers. So it's definitely something to be cognizant of, but I wouldn't say it's something that we're gonna drill heavily to avoid or harp on beyond just simply being aware of it.